we have this queen. I mean, a free queen. Why is that? Why did they decide to let us have their queen? What does that mean? Hello. Hello. How are you feeling today? I hope you're doing well. And welcome back to Crisp ASMR. The previous two videos we only managed to get to a score of 24. And although life is about the process and not the results, sometimes I do feel that I could do better. And so today's Puzzle Rush ASMR installment, you will see me trying my best to achieve. Without further ado, let's make this the one where we break our channel record of 31. Excellent. So we start off with this rook d1 back rank meet. The queen can block, but at the end of the day, there's nothing she can do to prevent it because the king is unable to escape thanks to this bishop. Now we're going to be very careful with my left and right click. We are not misclicking today. Okay, so the knight sees this square. So the knight sees this f7 square in front of the king, and the only thing that we need is an attack on the back rank. Fortunately, we have our powerful rook ready to come and deliver back rank checkmate. This knight can block valiantly, but it is of no use. This square on g5 is blocked off by the pawn, and the only thing we need is an attack down the h-file. And as you can see, our rook is primed and ready to deliver that attack, and that is mate on the side. The king is unable to run away, so all we need to do is capitalize and give back rank mate, sliding over. Exact same pattern right here. Except if we came here. No. That's correct. The bishop can block, but there's no one able to protect the bishop, so it's a lost cause. Oh, no. Is it my mouse? Is my mouse doing badly? Oh my gosh. That is demoralizing. Okay. I think I need to make the movements cleanly. I need to do click. I am not gonna drag. Dragging is satisfying but too dangerous. Okay, so the bishop supports checkmate on g7. Okay. Same here, the bishop and the queen, f2. And then after that, we have the beautiful queen sacrifice that allows us to back rank mate with the rook behind her. Okay, we're not going to drag. We're just going to click. Excellent. Okay, so the moment this knight moves away, the bishop is in line for a check for a discovered attack. But which way should the knight move? It has a few options, but the most forcing one should be knight to g3, because this rook on the e-file blocks the escape of the king on this right side. So if the knight were to come here, that's checkmate. Okay, nice. This rook sees the entire f-file, and this queen is here, poised and ready to deliver a supported checkmate on f7. Okay. Now, we don't mind that our bishop is pinned because we have our own beautiful checkmate on f2. Let's see. We have this free pawn. Whoops. We have this free pawn for the queen. But is there something better? No. We don't care that the queen is dangerously in our area because we are way more developed. I don't know what happened to the white position to have all these pieces here except for the queen. We can assume she got a little greedy. But right here, there is no way the king is escaping. Okay, so we have a complication. We're not coming to the square directly in front of the king because the queen is here to defend. But instead, since the queen can move in all directions, h1 is now checkmate. There's nowhere for the king to run. Okay, this pawn is supported by the e-pawn, and it blocks off the two squares on either side of the king. Now the knight is here, so the king can't run there. Is there a way that we can attack the entire diagonal? Good job. Bishop h6, checkmate. Knight's in a nice position to eventually fork the king and rook. Now, this knight is forking our queen and our bishop. But we don't mind. We probably have some really nice attack. Yes. Okay. So, if the knight were to come here, the king can't run this way because of the bishop. So the king will have to come. Well, the king, that's it. That's just checkmate. Because the knight eyes the d7 square and the e8 square. So there's nowhere for the king to run. Nice. Very, very nice. Okay. Now, the reason you never really want to have your queen in front of an exposed king is because the moment anything that's protected is eyeing down that line, the queen has no escape and the queen is trapped, pinned to the king. They can give a desperado check. Oh, do we take? I mean, yeah. Yes, we do. Because if we move backwards, then this rook, our rooks are no longer connected. And that's not good for us. And obviously we can't come to f7 because of the queen's sight. So we need a take. But here, we can... Here... I think we have to block with our bishop. We have to block. Yeah, I think we have to block. We can move aside so that we can keep our pin. Interesting. That would be really difficult for me to spot in game. Okay, so the king currently cannot go to these squares. So we need to find a check that blocks everything off. If the queen were to come here, then everything is blocked except for this square. How can we make sure we can... Okay, it doesn't need the whole sequence, but that's good. That's a good sign. Okay, so our queen is now under attack, and our queen is in front of the pawns in front of our king, which is rather perilous. So we want to give a good forcing attack. Now, I don't really like trading queens just because their bishops are really active. I think we are looking for a stronger attack. Now, if we give this check, the king comes over, the queen can slide over, and I think there is nothing the black king can do to prevent mate on g7. So the queens have no choice but to sacrifice itself. Alright. puzzle 16. No mistakes. Okay. So, we have this, but it's protected by the enemy queen. This knight is hanging quite loose. This knight is feeling quite loose on d6. And I can see that the bishop is on its way to attacking it. Let me take a sip. Okay. So is there a way we can reveal its path? Very nice. We can take, and that way we threaten both the knight and the bishop. And the opponent has to choose, and we win a free knight. Yeah. Okay. Now we look for checks, captures and attacks. We have this check right here, which would just be, I suppose, met with a rook. Oh, I mean, also, I don't understand because their nut queen is hanging. Is that it? Is that the puzzle? Hanging queen? Do we have something better? I don't think so. I think we take the hanging queen. Oh, okay. That's great. Okay, immediately I can see. Okay, immediately I can see we have this check here on f2, but it's not mate. The king can slide in. After which we would start a barrage of attack on the king's side. I mean, I think that looks accurate. This is pretty forcing. But I don't think I see a mate. Especially with the bishop blocked off at the back thanks to this d5 pawn. But surely the move is a check. Ah, okay. And then we take with the pawn. Do we take with the pawn and then that frees up the rook to come attack? I like pawn takes, but there's no way the queen is maneuvering this way. Should we try it? Okay. But I think our long-term prospects for pawn takes is good, because the rook becomes activated. So I can accept that. Okay, now. Yes, they are up material, but this king is incredibly exposed. And we can slide our rook over to g5 to give a check. The king couldn't run to h1 because of this bishop diagonal. So now this is all they have. If we take on h2, the king can start running, but we'll at least, it's not mate, but we will win this rook. See, and they have no choice but to do this desperado. Nice. Okay. So we're black to move, and this king is again pretty exposed, although they are incredibly close to promoting. We do essentially stop it with our bishop. Now I can see we have this juicy check down here, after which I think that's it. I think the king has no escape. That's checkmate, because this file is blocked off by the rook, and this is blocked off by the pawn, and this bishop will eye this entire diagonal, so there's nowhere for this king to run. d7, bishop should be checkmate. Wonderful. Okay, so although we are down a queen, this king again is looking pretty exposed. And I think we have just the necessary means to give this ladder mate, and it's all because of this hero Trojan horse, the pawn, the white pawn on h5. This blocks the queen off from any defense of its king. So let's go. And now we make sure we don't move this one, because that square is defended by the pawn. We're gonna move this rook instead, and this is an unstoppable ladder mate. Beautiful. Okay, so pretty precarious position. The moment this bishop defends the f1, the vital f1 square, if we were to take, we would remove that defender, and this is checkmate. The only issue with that is that it's not the most forcing move, and I'm worried that white will simply ignore it and promote. No, white cannot ignore it, because after this, anything is mate. So white would have to respond. And that's fine. We can just hide. And now we win the queen. There was nothing they could have done to change their fate. Okay, so we are white to move. White is up, black is up a lot of material, but we must have some incredible mate here. Instantly, this is a check, but the king can start running, and I don't know if I like that. But the rook is the only piece that's loose, because this is pretty well protected. But that's the only check we have. This one just loses the rook, so I don't like that. It must be rook slides over to g7. But now the bishop can come, and this is defended, but the king still has this square to run away. So what comes after that? After that, there is checkmate right in the middle of the board. Beautiful. The moment the rook comes here, this square is defended, this square is defended. The bishop sees this square and supports the rook. The king sees the square on e5, and the knight sees d6, and that is checkmate right in the middle of the board. Oh, amazing. Okay. Now, free queen. Why is that? Because our queen is being exchanged. Well, if ever there is a free queen, we try to win even more material, and the forcing way to do that is queen takes, bishop check, and after that, only then do we take the queen. And that forces his attack, and we win another piece. We win this free knight. But nice. And with that, everyone, we have surpassed our previous two somewhat abysmal videos. And I would say that we are doing great. Okay. We have this check, moves in, check, 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 all takes, check, check. Okay. Let's do it. Check, 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 check. Our queen is safe. Our king is safe. I keep calling him a queen. Check, check, takes. We don't care. We just hide. We desperado take. Because there was nothing they could have done. Okay. Now, we have the bishop comes back in brave defense of their king. But we have this check. After which that is mate, so they have no choice but to take. They have no choice. Let me do that again. This is check, so the king has to move in. This is mate, so the bishop has no choice but to take, after which we take back, and we can just start wreaking havoc on the black position. So let's do it. Oh no. Okay, I think there was probably something better, but I'll review it at the end. Okay. Instantly, we have a free rook. which we do like. We always like a free rook. But the moment, interesting choice. Oh. Oh, the puzzle was moving. Okay, my bad. Okay, we have this queen. I mean, a free queen. Why is that? Why did they decide to let us have their queen? What does that mean? Am I missing something? Surely we take a free queen. It's a free queen. And our king is quite safe. Okay, then. I don't really understand that, but free queen, so. Our bishop is under attack. But I do like that it defends this pawn. We're also attacking this rook. I think we just take it. And then we take it again. And then we take. And then we win the rook at the end. Ah, queen trade. Pretty scary since it opens up our king if we take back. But we don't have to take. What's the alternative? I feel like we have some kind of checkmate imminent. Some kind of mate on the f1 square with our rook. Because even though we can take the queen back, I think we have a bigger threat. Ah, but this rook could come down at any point, so maybe take. But we do have to trade. We do have to take their offer. I don't think we have much of a choice because this rook is going to. Oh, but sorry, my bad. What am I saying? The rook is here. We're safe. We are safe, so we could ignore the threat. Oh. Maybe I'm a bit too aggressive. I do like playing sacrifices in chess. Okay, so let's review the 1510 poem. Press play. Okay, so first we thought it was this. We thought it was this check, but it is not this check. Perhaps we just slide over. We slide over to give this threat. Do we take? No, that looks terrible. We don't really take. I don't see how that would be good since it has so many defenders. What am I missing? No clue. Maybe we just jump over and threaten me. Oh, of course. Okay, so the actual puzzle was much more normal. Okay, let's look at the 1652 poem. Puzzle. 6252 puzzle. I moved here, but it's probably not forcing enough. We have to take the queen first, and then we have to. Oh. And that. We win a piece. Ah, okay. Okay, so my order was wrong. The idea was there. But the order was a bit wrong because I was a little impatient. But actually, this works just fine, and we are very set to win this position as black. Okay. Well, better than last time, and barring the misclick. I don't know what it is with the fifth puzzle and misclicks, but in my next video I really need to try not to do that. So, okay, so that's it for today's installment of ASMR Puzzle Rush. If you enjoyed it, please do consider subscribing, leaving likes, and comment your thoughts below. I really, really would appreciate that. And it means I can make more videos for you guys. Hope to see you next time. Bye bye. We'll definitely smash the 31 record out the window for sure. This is not the end of Crisp ASMR puzzle rush.